Hello, welcome to Mukbang Movies. On this occasion, I'm going to go through some of my favourite Asian films. I had a conversation with a few uninitiated YouTubers who haven't seen many Asian films of any kind, really. So I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to go through some of my favourites. So stay tuned after this. Yeah, so I've got a massive love for Asian cinema ever since the beginning of the 90s when I was introduced to a certain film at the Bradford International Film Festival. I went to see it twice. That's how good it was, and that's what sparked my love for Asian cinema. So, without further ado, I'm going to go through some of my favourites. I'm going to go through 25 of my favourites. It could change on any given day. I could easily slot a few others in, which I might go through a bit of a honourable mention list as well at the end, because it seemed a bit criminal to leave some of these excellent films out. But please bear in mind, I've not seen every single Asian film, so if one of your favourites isn't in my top 25 list, it's more than likely that I've not seen it. Or it's maybe just not to my taste. So please be kind and courteous in the comments below. If there's any of your favourites omitted out of my list, make sure to put them in the comments so that I can go and check them out. But yeah, without further ado, number 25 is Hideo Nakata's Ringu, or The Ring. When I first saw this, it absolutely scared the hell out of me. It's got an ominous sense of dread that permeates all the way through it. Nakata's direction is absolutely brilliant. It just leaves the viewer on the edge of the seat. It's scary as hell. It makes you think at the end, do I really want to put a videotape in, a horror film in? It just absolutely, it leaves you with a overwhelming sense of dread at the end. Yeah, it's had many imitators, and it's even spawned a Hollywood remake, all of which are inferior. But yeah, Ring, one of the best J horrors that you can ever see. If you've not seen it, get it watched. Then you've got Stephen Chow at number 24 in Kung Fu Hustle. He directed and stars in this. It's an absolutely hilarious martial arts flick, but it's so funny all the way through it. There's so many comedic touches. There's colourful characters, many of which kick ass. Stephen Chow, he's just brilliant in this. I could have easily put in Shaolin Soccer into my top 25, but this just squeaks ahead of it. Absolutely love Kung Fu Hustle. Loads of great fight sequences, lots of good humour, and there's two characters in it. If you've seen the film, you'll know which two characters I'm talking about. They are absolutely hilarious as a bickering married couple, but they have got some serious powers. So yeah, number 24, Kung Fu Hustle. I love that film. Then you've got Shindo, yeah, Kanito Shindo's Kuroneko. That's at number 23. Absolutely love this. There's such great atmosphere all the way through it. The cinematography is absolutely stunning. And Shindo, he seems to have a bit of a niche in the sort of ghostly samurai films where samurais are preyed or haunted on by ghosts or demons, and this one is absolutely stunning in every way. You've got a ghost who's preying on samurai, and absolutely love it. Kaneto Shindo, sorry, I said Kanito earlier. Kaneto Shindo, he features further up my list with another absolutely stunning film, which I'll talk about. But yeah, Kuroneko, that's at number 23. Then you've got John Woo, who was absolutely knocking it out of the park in the late 80s, early 90s with his crime thrillers, and this one is up there with the best of his films, and that's The Killer, starring Chow Yun-fat. I think it came out in 1989, I believe. I might be wrong. Let's just check. Yeah, 1989. This brought John Woo to everyone's attention, particularly in the West. It's just absolute style. Not over substance though. Like, there's plenty of substance, but it's such a stylish action thriller where you've got a hitman, and he's wanting to get out, and he inadvertently, on one of his last jobs, blinds this singer in a club after a hit goes wrong, and he is basically sort of being hunted down by the cops, by a detective, and also the mafia, the Chinese mafia. The Killer is absolutely brilliant. It introduced everyone to like double wielding handgun action, jumping through the air in slow-mo while white doves are flying around. The Killer, the final scene in the church is absolutely breathtaking. I don't even know what the body count is in that scene, but it's brilliant, and it also it like elevated Chow Yun-fat's like star personality to another level, and it had come a bit later, a couple of years later, in one of my favourite Asian films. But yeah, The Killer is at number 21, I believe. 25, 24, 23, 21. Yes, 21. Okay, so next is at number 20, and I've only recently seen this, but I've been recommended it by quite a few people, and it is The Chaser. Now, this blew me away a few years ago, probably about 5 years ago I saw this, and it absolutely blew me away. It takes the thriller in a sort of a different direction. You've got a call girl who goes missing, and her pimp tries to track her down and try and track this serial killer down. And it's absolutely breathtaking all the way through it. You're just left on the edge of your seat. It's just thrilling all the way through, and it takes a few twists and turns along the way. Need to watch this again, actually, because I've only seen it once, but it went straight into my top 25 after seeing this. Absolutely love The Chaser. So that's number 20. So at number 19, we have got Takashi Yamazaki's Godzilla -1, probably the most recent of my top 25. Came out in 2023 and blew everyone's socks off. The special effects are absolutely phenomenal for the budget. You've got all these Marvel films coming out spending hundreds of millions of dollars on their special effects. Yet for a fraction of the price, Godzilla -1 absolutely destroyed anything that Marvel put out that year. It absolutely breathtaking, the special effects, but behind all the monster effects and special effects, you've got a really touching and endearing surrogate family drama taking place. You've got a militaryman who's sort of labelled as a coward who's trying to redeem himself, and he ends up sort of holing up in a home with this woman and a child. Absolutely brilliant. So moving as well, but there's some absolutely incredible destruction scenes, and Godzilla, never seen Godzilla look any better, to be honest. So that's number 19, Godzilla -1. Then next up is, I think it's a film from the 90s. That's when I saw it anyway. But yeah, that's the Pang Brothers' The Eye. I'm always recommending this film. If you like ghost stories, then I cannot recommend this enough. They did a Hollywood remake, which you don't want to touch with a barge pole, basically, because this is one of the most unsettling horror films I've ever seen. It's only a 15 as well, but there's some unsettling scenes in it that send shivers up your spine. It's about this girl who's blind and she has eye transplant from, I believe it's a serial killer. It's been a while since I watched this. But yeah, she starts to then experience visions and sees like ghostly apparitions. And there's some really unsettling scenes in this. There's one particular scene set in a calligraphy class that sends shivers up my spine every time. So if you like your ghost stories, I definitely recommend The Eye. Unfortunately, I don't think it's had a Blu-ray release, so all you can do is get it on DVD at the moment, I think. I might be wrong. If I am wrong, let me know in the comments, because I'll go and pick a Blu-ray up of this. But yeah, The Eye at number 18. At number 17 is Train to Busan. Now this, when it burst onto the scene, I saw this at a film festival and it was one of the fan favourites at the festival. Train to Busan, it's a visceral zombie flick where you've got fast moving zombies chasing after people in the train stations and what have you, and you end up with a train full of passengers trying to outwit the zombies. And obviously, with the such small confines of your carriages on the train, there's not many places for the people to run. Absolutely edge of the seat stuff. It's terrifying at times, but it's more thrilling, I think, in terms of, you know, the experience you get from it. It's more of a thrilling zombie film rather than a terrifying one. But yeah, it just blew everyone's socks off. It became a massive cult hit. So Train to Busan at number 18. I'm getting these wrong now, aren't I? 19, 17. I always get my numbers wrong when I do a top 25. Okay, so at number 16, I believe, is the first of the Studio Ghibli animated films by Miyazaki, and that is Spirited Away. This is such a sumptuous, colourful animated film with a lot of heart, and quite a bit of message to the viewer as well. But like, you've got this little girl trying to find her family in this like fantasy land. It's absolutely stunning in every way. You could pause every second of the film and frame it and put it up on your wall. It's such a great animated film. It's so detailed. It's funny. It's just brilliant, and there's a lot of emotion in this as well. I've known people to cry watching Spirited Away. So that's my number 16 pick, Spirited Away, the first of the two Miyazaki films. And then number 15, we have got the first. Let me just put these down somewhere so I don't drop them. Number 15 is The Handmaiden, the first of the Park Chan-wook films in my top 25. Park Chan-wook can basically do no wrong for me. He's one of the best filmmakers, not just in Asia, but in the world. His films are stunning to look at. The cinematography is always to die for. But The Handmaiden, absolutely brilliant. It's a period piece thriller that gives the viewer lots of curveballs throughout. But it's very, very erotically charged at the same time. So if you're a bit shy, maybe you should watch this on your own. But like, it's absolutely stunning, and there's plenty of twists and turns along the way to keep you guessing. But yeah, brilliant film. It's absolutely stunning in every way. So that's number 15 is Park Chan-wook's The Handmaiden. Right, yeah, I knew I'd get my numbers wrong. I double checked, and The Handmaiden is number 16. Akira Kurosawa's Yojimbo is number 15. I absolutely love Akira Kurosawa. He's one of my favourite directors of all time. You just can't go wrong with a Kurosawa film. That just absolutely captivating and breathtaking to watch. Every single film of his. I mean, I could easily put another 4 or 5 of his films in my top 25. I wanted to be a bit more diverse. But yeah, Yojimbo, great samurai film that spawned many a imitation. You've got Sergio Leone's A Fistful of Dollars. Walter Hill did the Last Man Standing with Bruce Willis, I think it's called. But yeah, Yojimbo is by far the best. It's got Toshiro Mifune in it as the central character who's playing the two gangs off each other. But yeah, Yojimbo, if you've not seen it, but you've seen the remakes, definitely watch this one. It's just got a ton of atmosphere, and Mifune is always captivating to watch. He's always funny, he's quirky. Always like to watch Mifune in a Kurosawa film. So that's at number 15. I'm not going to say numbers now. I'm just going to put them up on the screen. So that's Yojimbo. Next up is my favourite Studio Ghibli film, and that is Princess Mononoke. Now, don't let that title fool you. It sounds a bit sort of fairy tale, you know, more aimed towards the girls, but it's an absolutely stunning and fantastical period drama. You've got this woman who's mining near a forest, and the forest's getting ripped down, and all the fantasy creatures are all retracting into the woodland to escape all the destruction. And you've got these two characters. That is Mononoke there, who's trying to save all the fantastical creatures, and you've got the hero. I can't remember his name, but you see him from the start. He gets injured, and I think he ends up with a little bit of a special power. But yeah, I have not seen this for maybe about 5 or 6 years, but absolutely love this. The animation, I mean, Spirited Away is superb, but I think this is even better, especially when you get into the woodland with all the creatures, the mystical creatures. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely love Princess Mononoke. My jaw was firmly on the floor when I first saw that. So next up is a Welshman's foray into the martial arts, and that was Gareth Evans' The Raid series. So I've got Raid 2 next up, and I mean, you could easily put Raid 2 above Raid, but the reason why I didn't is because the Raid just blew my socks off. I was like jaw dropping to the floor, sat on the edge of my seat with the first one. But this one's arguably got better fight sequences. There's a brutal fight sequence in a kitchen, and you don't know how they're still standing. Halfway through the fight. The fight goes on for about 10 minutes, I think. But it's brutal. Tons and tons of great action. I love the Raid 2, but I'm going to just hold the Raid slightly above it, just because this film came out of nowhere and it amazed everybody. It's jaw-dropping, and it came out the same year as Dredd, so there were quite a lot of comparisons to Dredd. A lot of people seem to think Dredd ripped the Raid off, but I think they were being made at the same time. It was just a coincidence. But if you like Dredd and you've not seen The Raid, watch The Raid, because personally, The Raid is better. It's brutal. There's some bone-crunching action in this, as the SWAT team try and get up to the top floor of this block of flats to get to the mob boss. There's quite a few twists and turns, a few red herrings along the way as well. But it's the action, the choreography, the fight sequences. There's some really tough characters in this as well. You've got a little guy who can beat the shit out of probably about 5 or 6 people at the same time, called Mad Dog. He's brutal, he is. But yeah, you've got Iwu Uwais, if that's how you pronounce his name. This film made him a huge star. He even appeared in The Force Awakens, I think. He's starred in quite a lot of Hollywood blockbusters now as an action star. The Raid has set the benchmark even higher in terms of action films. Yeah, I have that slightly above the Raid 2, but I can totally understand if someone has Raid 2 above this, because, you know, they're both excellent. Next up, I have got Kaneto Shindo's Onibaba, and I class this as an absolute masterpiece. Hold on a minute, I think that reflection's putting me in darkness a bit. Try and do that. There we go. Onibaba, it's another haunting samurai film where you've got a mother and a daughter-in-law preying on these beleaguered samurais trying to escape war. And they prey on them in this like marshland where the wind is blowing through the marshes in absolutely beautiful fashion. There's something about the Japanese knowing how to film wind-swept scenes in high grass. It's jaw-dropping. It's absolutely stunning. This is like one of the best this is one of the best examples. Absolutely love this film. You think it's just a samurai drama, but as it plays out, more mystical elements come in, and at the end, it's quite horrifying. It's such a great film. I've watched this many a time and I've recommended it as well to other film buffs. If you've not watched much Japanese cinema, then definitely watch this Onibaba first, or within your first few films of Japanese cinema, watch Onibaba. It's a great example of how films should be made. Beautiful film. Next is, I always get his name wrong. Bong. Oh my God. You know what I mean. I'll put his name up. I always get his name the wrong way around. But it's Parasite, the only foreign film to win Best Picture. And famously, Trump derided it because it was a foreign film. Parasite, amazing film. It's so intriguing for the first half of the film. You're sort of like, where is this going? You've got like this poor family who are struggling to make ends meet, and one of them manages to get a job as a tutor in this rich family's home, and he gradually infiltrates the home with all his other family members who are doing work, and then suddenly there's a massive twist, and my eyes were left open. I was left with my jaw firmly on the floor, and I was like, whoa, what the hell? And pretty much everyone else was in the similar boat. Absolutely amazing. So the second half of the film takes a total twist, and you never see it coming. So Parasite, the performances are brilliant, the direction's just phenomenal. Parasite, one of the best, and it's a social commentary on the disparity of the rich and the poor. So it's also taking a dig at the political regimes, and all the money goes to the rich basically, and the poor get poorer. So yeah, love this film. It's stunning. The cinematography is stunning, especially like in the night scenes when There's a scene where it's absolutely raining, torrential rains coming down, and it's Joel running down the steps. And the cinematography for those scenes are just absolutely phenomenal. So there you go. Parasite, that's that one. So next up at number 9 is Kim Ji-woon's A Tale of Two Sisters. Now, in the early 2000s, Kim Ji-woon went on a right purple patch of success. He knocked the ball out of the park at least 3 times in the 2000s to the 2010. And that's why 3 of his films will feature in the next 9 films, because I think he was a master at his craft in that era. But A Tale of Two Sisters, I absolutely love this film. It leaves you guessing all the way to the very end. You've got a couple of children who are at odds with their stepmother, who seems to be quite evil. But as the film plays out, there's like sinister, ominous, chilling, and foreboding atmosphere that starts to run all the way through it to the end. You just, you know, there's something not quite right, in the story, and then you're getting really chilling scenes, like ghostly scenes that start occurring, and always sends shivers up my spine, does A Tale of Two Sisters. It's not like gory or anything, it's more chilling, and I love a good spiritual ghost story. So A Tale of Two Sisters sits at number 9. And then the highest position for my animated films goes to Akira. Now, a lot of people don't understand Akira. It was so hard to condense the graphic novels into a 2-hour film, which is why it makes the narrative quite a convoluted experience. But you do, if you watch it on more than one occasion, you do start to take things from it that you maybe didn't do on your first watch. So it is a film that sort of rewards you for repeated viewings. But even if you don't understand the story, it's the animation and the film score which are second to none. The animation, I believe they discovered several new colours when they were when they were colouring in the film cells for Akira. But it's the animation that is the jaw-dropping aspect of Akira. It's stunning. I mean, and accompanied by that film score, it's absolutely brilliant, especially that opening sequence where you've got like the biker gangs racing down the like freeway with Neo Tokyo in the background. It's absolutely brilliant. There's great characters in this. Kaneda's my favourite, who rides that red bike there. But yeah, Akira, number 8, and my favourite animated Asian film of all time, even though the story's a little convoluted. If you like this, then maybe read the graphic novels, which delve much more into the storyline. But yeah, Akira, number 8. Kim Ji-woon returns in I Saw the Devil. Now this is a brutal film. It's about a serial killer who's preying on young girls, young women, and he preys on the wrong young girl this time. She's the girlfriend of now is he police? No, he's a special agent. He's an elite special agent. Yeah, I thought it was something to do with the police, but no, he's a special agent with special skills, basically. So the special agent hunts him down. He's played by Lee Byung-hun, and he hunts the serial killer, who's brilliantly played by Choi Min-sik. Hunts him down and starts to torment him in quite a sadistic way. Brilliant film. It's one of the best serial killer films you'll ever see. It'll leave you stunned. By the end, you'll just you'll be exhausted by the end of it if you've never seen it. So your first time watch, it'll just leave you gasping for breath. But yeah, Choi Min-sik and Lee Byung-hun are phenomenal in this. And this is by, again, Kim Ji-woon. Definitely recommend I Saw the Devil. That's at number 7. So the last of the Kim Ji-woon films is A Bittersweet Life. I love this film. It's stylish. It's just absolutely sumptuous in the cinematography. And you've got Lee Byung-hun playing a bodyguard for a mob boss. And the bodyguard is assigned a task to look after the mob boss's girlfriend, who believes she's cheating on him. And after a revelation, the tables are turned basically on the bodyguard, and he's got to fight for survival basically. Absolutely brilliant. It looks absolutely glorious. The cinematography is to die for, but some of the action sequences are absolutely brilliant too. It's pretty brutal. There's a lot of bloody scenes of fighting and gunplay. Brilliant film. I love A Bittersweet Life. That's number 6, I think. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, number 6. Next up is my highest ranking Park Chan-wook film, and that is Old Boy. If you've not seen Old Boy, where have you been? There's been a Hollywood remake by Spike Lee, which is nowhere near as good as the original. You've got Choi Min-sik as the victimised character who's locked up for 15 years. He doesn't know why. He's just locked up in this room for 15 years, then released, and he sets out to find out why. It's another gripping thriller, and you just don't know where you're going to be taken. And there's such disturbing twists and turns along the way to that revelatory final act. It just leaves you stunned and again exhausted. You're like, oh my god, what have I just witnessed there? Some fantastic fight sequences. There's one long take in a corridor with a hammer. This hammer there. Yeah, absolutely breathtaking cinema. This is the film that sort of brought Park Chan-wook to the attention of the West. He had made, this is like a revenge trilogy, so he had made Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance before this, which is well, not equally, but it's good. It's very good. So if you've seen this, watch Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. And then he completed the trilogy with Lady Vengeance, which is good as well. But they're all great films, Park Chan-wook. But this, for me, is his best. And it's one of the most impactful films I've ever seen, particularly that final act, where everything comes together, and it's just, yeah, it just leaves you in awe of the filmmaker. He's just a brilliant filmmaker, and he's still knocking great films out even now. Decision to Leave was very good. So Old Boy, yeah, it's definitely my favourite Park Chan-wook film. Next up, we're getting towards the end now. Old Boy was number 5. Now, this one in the early 2000s just absolutely blew me away, and that is Battle Royale. This is one of Quentin Tarantino's favourite films, so his endorsement says it all, really. It's an absolutely edge of the seat thriller with horror elements thrown in. You get a class of school children who are dumped on an island, and they've got to fight each other to survive, till basically a last man standing sort of scenario. But it's just brilliant. It's edge of the seat stuff. Lots of islands, lots of action, lots of twists and turns. You'll definitely sort of side with certain characters along the way. but there's some really sort of sinister school children in there. There's I've forgotten her name now, but she plays the girl with the big iron balls on chains in Kill Bill. She's great in this. But yeah, this is by Fukasaku, who is a legend of Japanese sort of Yakuza films. And this is one of his last films before he died. His son made the sequel to this, which is nowhere near as good. But yeah, Fukasaku, absolutely, is a legend in Japanese cinema, basically. But yeah, Battle Royale, that's at number 4. Number 3, and this is where my love of Asian cinema all started, and that is John Woo's Hard Boiled. Absolutely adore this film. I'm always putting it on when people come round. If they've never seen it, always put it on. Such a great action film. It's just action all the way through. It's a sort of a police crime thriller. You've got a policeman he doesn't always abide by the rules and he's always getting told off. He's called Tequila, and that's played by not John Woo. It's played by Chow Yun-fat, and you've got Tony Leung, who plays one of the hitmen with hitmen with a secret, basically. And the gunplay in this is phenomenal. The opening sequence is one of my favourite opening sequences in all film, set in a tea house with loads of birds in cages. There's so many great action sequences. There's the warehouse scene with motorbikes flying around and people flying through the air on wires. Absolutely brilliant film. Needless to say, this is one of my favourite action films of all time. And then you've got the final action scene set in the hospital, and it's just I don't know what the death toll is in this film. The body count must be one of the highest in cinema, if you take out like air disaster films and stuff. But yeah, John Woo's inimitable style just permeates all the way through this. You've got double gunplay action, you've got slow-mo action, you've got it all in Hard Boiled. If you've not seen Hard Boiled, hunt a copy down or try and stream it. It's brilliant. Number 2 it's relatively new in terms of me seeing it. I probably saw it about 10 years ago, and it just blew me away. And that is Masaki Kobayashi's Harikiri. Brilliant samurai drama. It's really heart-rendering at times, soul-destroying. And you've got this samurai who's come to commit Harikiri, but beforehand he wants to tell the people around him why, and he gives him their story in flashback form. So the storyline is drip-fed to the viewer to just keep the intrigue just simmering along, and you really don't know why he's there until about halfway through, when everything's revealed. Brilliant film. Another film that the cinematography is absolutely stunning. And there's another great fight, like samurai fight sequence set in long grass with the wind blowing through it. It's so atmospheric. I absolutely love this. I think this might be ranked at number 1 in the Letterboxd app charts, like the top, like the top 250 or something. I think this is currently at number 1, or it was last year anyway. And there's good reason for it. It's just one of the best Japanese films of all time. One of the best films of all time. It doesn't, not necessarily Japanese, but like one of the best films. It's just absolutely captivating from start to finish. The 2 hours it's over 2 hours. 133 minutes. Absolutely flies by. So that's my number 2 is Harikiri. And then finally, my number one, it goes without saying, it's an Akira Kurosawa film, and it's a long film, 207 minutes of absolute bliss in filmmaking, and that is The Seven Samurai. What can you say about this film? I mean, it's spawned so many remakes. You've got you've got Magnificent Seven, you've got The Battle Beyond the Stars, you've got A Bug's Life. It's just spawned so many imitations and remakes. That's how well it is thought of in the film world. It's one of the best films of all time, not just an Asian film. It's one of the best films of all time. If you can get over the reading subtitles thing, you really need to watch Seven Samurai. It's a captivating story. The 207 minutes absolutely flies by. You don't realise you've been sat there for over 3 hours watching it. That's how good it is. You get engrossed in the story, the characters, the cinematography, the action. Kurosawa's direction is just faultless in this. It's just brilliant. And the way he builds characters in the first third is just as captivating as the final third, where all the action's taking place. You just meet these characters who have all got their own personalities, and then you've got this samurai wannabe character played by Toshiro Mifune, who he steals every scene that he's in. It's such a brilliant film. I can't say much more than that. Seven Samurai is my number one Asian film of all time, and it probably will always be. I've watched it several times, and I get so much enjoyment out of it every single time. Never get bored, even for that long running time. So that's my number one, Seven Samurai. Right, sorry for waffling on so much, but I'm hoping that I've introduced you to a few films that you've never even heard of, and that might sort of give you a bit of taste in the world of Asian cinema. If there's any films that should have been in my top 25, let me know in the comments below. I have got quite a big honourable list. I mean, you've got films like Hero and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, House of Flying Daggers. You've got The Grandmaster. That's by Wong Kar-wai, which is that one there. That's such a great film. Infernal Affairs. You've got Jackie Chan. You've got like the Police Story and Project A films. More Akira Kurosawa in Ran and Hidden Fortress. Got Ip Man, Shansho the Bailiff, The Three Outlaw Samurai. That's a great film. And then you've got all the Shawscope films, Iron Monkey, Ip Man. There's so much great Asian cinema to delve into. You're doing yourself a misjustice if you've never even delved into it. Try and get over the reading of subtitles, and you'll be rewarded, like bountifully rewarded in brilliant cinema and stories. So thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. There's plenty more of these sort of videos that'll be coming up. And thanks for watching. Goodbye.